Yo, Marcus, low budget wisdom. Today we're going to talk about truth. What truth entails and what it actually means. And let's start it off with this concept that truth changes every single day, right? So we can split it into three different distinct groups, if you like. First thing that is the most obvious where changes take place is physical. So the length of your hair changes every single day, right? Your maybe your weight due to bodily changes or water retention or maybe the season, it changes every day. So it that is your truth for that moment. And every single moment, let's say you just took a big fat poop, right? Your body weight is going to change. So that truth always change. The physical truth of weight changes every single day. The physical truth of whether you have a mole here or there, or how long your hair is, that changes as well. And what may be true of your physical body today may be different 5 years down the line. It may be different 20 years down the line. It may be different tomorrow. We never know, right? So physically, truth changes every single moment. And then moving on, we have the mental aspect of truth, our belief systems, our ego structures of what how we view the world, or how we interact with this environment, how we interact in our minds, mentally, our emotions, right? That is created through the mental brain chemicals and all that. Whatever events happen, we may perceive it different today compared to 5 years ago if the same event happened to you, right? So, truth in that aspect on the mental plane changes as well. So, truth is actually very malleable. It is very changeable. And then moving on, we might say spiritual truth can change as well. So, truth like what is your state of being right now, your spiritual state of being, right? Your level of consciousness, how you and that spiritual truth blends in and affects the mental, and that also in turn blends in and affects the physical. All these three are interconnected in a loop, right? You can change your physical, improve your diet, your sleep, in order to affect your mental, and that might in turn affect your spiritual aura, the energy you vibrate out into the world, your frequency, your attraction towards certain events and experiences in your life. Or you can change your mental, your thoughts, your biases, your beliefs, right, in order to help you achieve what you want to do by changing your belief, by changing how you perceive the world, and then that would bleed into physical and spiritual. Or you can use your spiritual, learn how to meditate, learn how to tune in into different states of being, learn how to release traumas that you have been ignoring for the past God knows how many years, right? And really take responsibility to integrate those dark and light aspects, all of it, into yourself. We cannot love who we are today if we try to push away and ignore the experiences that made us. We cannot truly love ourselves if we do not take responsibilities and acknowledge what experiences have come before us today, right? So spiritually, that would affect the mental and physical, and it will make this whole thing a feedback loop over and over and over and over and over again until infinity, right? So changing any one of those would affect any other. Choose one that is most workable for you right now, right? So truth changes our beliefs, our energetic frequency and vibration, our physical body, everything changes. We cannot hold on to truth after it has expired. And sometimes we are not even aware that the truth that we have been holding on, maybe it could be beliefs that we have been holding on ever since we were a child, is still affecting us now negatively, but we still hold on to it even though it has expired past its purpose, its time. We still hold on to it. We got to learn how to delete and upgrade and refresh what our truth means to us. And we have to know, we have to discern for ourselves, is this actually helping me live the best life that I want? Or the best life that I could possibly have at this current moment in my life? Or is it expired to the point where this truth is poisoning me? The more I hold on to this concept and belief about myself, about the world, about work, about life, the longer I hold on to that truth, the more suffering comes to my way. The more suffering I have to bear in order to maintain this illusion of a truth that has been formed in my own experience and my own brain when I was a child. So how many years ago that is, doesn't matter. Truth all expires one day or another. You know, when we were a child, our physical truth of looking at the world is every human adult looks like giants. They look like giants walking around, right? I'm just a small child. I'm so small and short physically, right? But as we grow up into an adult, you know, adults look almost your height, right? So that physical truth changed. So what makes you think that the mental truth and the spiritual truth from your past does not change? Everything changes. So change is the only universal constant. I'll repeat that again. Change is the only universal constant. Everything from the smallest atom to the biggest universe, change is happening. And we are caught in between the smallest atom and the biggest universes. What makes you think that we are not going to change? What makes you think that change is not constant for us? Okay? And that includes truth at any and all levels. Truth changes as well. Truth operates under the universal constant of change. That is the only change is the only thing that stays. Everything else goes. True changes. Okay, and nothing stays the same ever. Nothing, even though even though slow changing concepts may linger for longer periods as compared to things that change really fast, but nonetheless, nothing stays the same forever. It will keep on changing, and it will keep on changing until the death of the universe, until the end of life as we know it, right? And what might be true today may not be tomorrow. So go ahead and kind of reflect. Take 5 minutes of your own time to reflect. Is this belief that I have just been through? Is this belief that I've just experienced with my family member, with my coworker, like, does this make sense right now? Or is it severely outdated? Is this truth? Does this work for me now? And what may be a truth for this person may not necessarily be the truth that you need. That is why we have so many different religions. That's why we have so many schools of thoughts. And each of them have their own right to believe in what they need to. Problems arise when we think that our religion, our school of thought, our way of living is the best. That is when suffering arises. Now you take on the responsibility of wanting to change other people. And that is a very heavy burden to carry. That is a very heavy burden that is a very heavy responsibility to bear. But why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we have to try and change other people to fit our own truth? when our own truth may change down the line. But it's, it's silly. It's silly. It's a waste of time. Live by your own truth, update it regularly, and if it works for you, people that actually want to follow your truth, that actually wants to absorb and take in aspects of what your truth is, good for them. It works for them, then let them copy you. Let them take in different truths. And if they don't, then just take it as a sharing. This is what works for me. If you want to try it, go ahead. I'm living my life according to my truth, which I know will change in the future. But if you want to adopt some of my qualities of my truth, then go ahead. If it works for you, good. If you want to absorb, take in some of my qualities of what my truth is, and you want to integrate it into your own truth to make something new, to make a new truth for your own self, go ahead. Use it. And all these truths are basically just building blocks. And we as humans have the freedom to use these different truths, these different building blocks, to build something with it. That is the free will that humans have. We can build, not just physically, but we can build mentally, we can build spiritually. All right, now this may not make sense to everybody. It may be perceived and understood differently for different people. Go ahead. I'm just a messenger. Whatever you have gotten out of this is whatever you need at this moment. The moment you watch this video, the moment you clicked onto this video is probably what you needed right now. Nothing is coincidence. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.